Still wish you had a pension, huh? So look at a question I asked. Check this out. I asked this question on my YouTube channel. I got 645 votes. It looks like my glasses aren't on, so it's hard to see. Would you rather have a pension or a 401k? And I said, now things to note. Most pensions require 20 plus year employment for any decent payout. Most 401ks have no guarantee. So we got pension. 60% of the population who voted in here said they'd rather have a pension. Man here, SR says, learn a trade to start your own business, but look at this. All of these pay well, basic electrician, refrigeration, plumbing, and allow you to be your own boss. Being tied to a job you hate or relying on the benevolence of a giant corporation isn't a great situation. Yeah, 100%, man, because I want to... My man WS, years ago, accounting law changed to allow companies to borrow from pensions. And remember, that was after ERISA. Let's see. Pensions, you are going just along for the ride, are pretty much at the whim of the folks who don't necessarily have your long-term retirement security as their concern. 100%, man. My dad had a pension from all places, a very large insurance company for he worked 35 years for, and they sent him a letter every few years telling him that the pension is not guaranteed. We have seen, this guy says, my man Maynard, Texas, over the last 40 years, we have seen some of the keepers of the pensions go under financial stress that reduce payout. Yeah, look at the airplane pilots. I'm telling you right now. All right, this is not to say pensions are bad. There's another guy commenting on here. My man Rick says, I have both 401k and Social Security doing just fine. And I said, obviously you're lying, Rick. Take another bite of that cat food. And then my man Jack didn't see that as being silly. Said, why would you say that? You know him. I said, and then Jack said, hey, sorry, I didn't know. It was all good. I probably should not be sarcastic. Anyway, this is not a rant against pensions. There's so many people who just, look, if you have a pension now, good for you. I'm not saying don't have a pension. I'm just saying, can we get over this idea that pensions are this elixir? Elixir? Yeah. That or panacea that, if we all had pensions, we'd all be good to go. I'm telling you, it's not. This is not a rant if you have a pension. I'm not telling you, oh my goodness, I'm not saying anything. If you already have one, it's fine. But I want to show you something here. Oh my goodness. We're going to go to, where is the article? Oh, hold on a second. What did I do with the article? Hold on a second. We got to go to Advisor Perspectives. They just were acquired by some other company. I didn't see they have a different logo now. It's kind of weird. It's not, it is what it is. All right. Anyway, so this is my man, John Malden, and Pension Sandpile. I'll put a link in the show notes. You can read it for yourself. But only thing I want to point out is I just... you hear all these clowns, Teresa Girogildi, just the people at the Center for Retirement Research about, I call them clowns because they all act like there's better in the old days. And I'm so sick of that. It wasn't better in the old days. It's insane to me. But they're trying to get you ramped up so we can have one big government solution for everything. That's what they're trying to do. Say, my 401k is broke, my 401k is worthless, my 401k is a scam, thus there's a better alternative, and the better alternative is anything but the 401k. Well, how about the government just provide a pension for it? That's what they're trying to do, man. It's so blindingly obvious. So the minute everyone gets off the 401k bandwagon, they're going to say the corporate pension. Then the corporate pensions will say, oh, no, the corporate pensions aren't the answer. The answer is just one world government through one pension through the government. That's it. Essentially, they want a one world government. We know that. Anyway, so check this out. So John Malden, equities, alternatives of assets steadily grew as a share of public pension allocations over 6 decades. Fixed income and cash in 1959, the pensions. Fixed income and cash. Oh. 47% equities, 27% alts. How much these fees cost right here, especially the alts, a hell of a lot. So they only have less than 30% in fixed income and cash. Equities, alts, alternatives, that is. Yeah, that's your pension is definitely, rest assured, you're going to be just fine with that pension because it's invested very conservatively. Why do you think they went that way? Want to take a guess? Because when ERISA came out and 401k markets started going through the roof, they said, man, we want to provide a bigger benefit, and to do so, we can't have bonds because bonds aren't paying anything in the late 80s, going into the 80s and 90s. So we have to have more and more stocks. to keep up with the obligations that we have on the pensions. And if you think this can't happen to taxpayer-funded pensions, you're freaking nuts, dude. And if you think the taxpayer is going to be cool with saying, hey, yeah, man, you promised more than you can bite off, county commissioner, go ahead and tax us more to fund the pensions, you're nuts. You're nuts. Well, but it's guaranteed. It has guaranteed by the taxpayer as long as the taxpayer is willing to pay it. The taxpayer at some point, they're going to, if you keep going, it's like these education premises, man. You keep poking the bear, the taxpayer ultimately is going to say no. The point being is, I'm not saying pensions are bad. I like pensions. If I could have a pension, it'd be great. I don't want to tie my freaking flag to any company for 20 years, though. I just don't. Now, you might be different. That's fine. I'm okay with that. And I'm not saying pensions are going bankrupt. They're obligated. You'll get paid your money. I got no qualm with that. The question is, what do you got to do in which to get paid for that money? And then the third question of that is, what's the likelihood it'll pay you the benefits 30 years from now if you're working for the county, for instance? Not very high. Not very high. So if you're already on it, you're fine. The grandfathers and all that, grandfather clause. But the new guys wishing they had a pension, they don't know what they're talking about, because wishing you had a pension simply means you wish you had this right here, which is probably more aggressive than a lot of your own portfolios. Anyway, this is not a dig on pensions. This is just to say, look, man, that's be careful what you wish for, because not only are you invested aggressively in your pension, you're also tied to that corporation or entity for 20 plus years. At least with a 401k, you can choose, say, I'm going to put all my money in cash for whatever reason. You can't do that with a pension. And that's frustrating, man. Anyway, hope to hear your thoughts. Love to hear your thoughts. See ya.